Hi guys, welcome back to Casually Crafted. My name is Ashley and this is Crafty Chat number 13. So today I have quite a few finished projects, but they're all little and they're mostly pumpkins. So today is all about the pumpkins. It's kind of funny because last year I made 4 or 5 pumpkins following different people's patterns and stuff. And I was like, okay, that's enough. I have pumpkins everywhere in my house. Not going to make any next year. And then this year, I decided to make some more. I'll probably blame it on Ryan from the Yarn Hag Ryan because I wanted to make stuff for her hag stitched giveaway she was doing. And they just turned out pumpkin-y themed for me. So I'm just going to show you them in kind of the order that I made them and talk about what stitches I used. So first, I made one with the hag stitch. Now this was before she came out with her tutorial, and it's not my favorite. I was trying to go for tall and skinny because some of the other ones I had in a group were like shorter and fatter. So here it is. I think it looks more like a bell pepper. It turned out kind of wonky. So those of you who have made pumpkins like this before might know there's kind of like 2 different main ways of making them. One is to work like in the round, so make a circle as big as you want, and then you just keep going, make it taller, and then you can like decrease at the top and stuff it that way. Or the other way is to make a rectangle, just whatever size you want to make it, and seam up the side and then cinched like the top and the bottom together with the stuffing in the middle. So this one was made in the round. So I made a circle and made it as tall as I thought I needed and then decreased. And I used a cinnamon stick for the stem on this one. So there's that. And I chose to do like that method for this one because my favorite pumpkin from last year, I want to show you real quick, is one that I made in the same way. I didn't follow a pattern, I just used the moss stitch, and like that one is a lot cuter than the one I just showed you. So that was more my goal for how that pumpkin would look, just taller. Yeah, so my next one I made was using a pattern this time. It was called Spiral Pumpkin, and here's that. So this one's kind of made in the rectangle form, but it's like on the bias, I guess. So it's kind of diagonally to get like this spiral stripes. Now I used some Ferris wheel. My stems are not glued in because I might switch them out for crocheted ones. But I used the Lion Brand Ferris wheel left over from the monkey I made for my daughter. And I'll link the pattern to this below. She used like different shades of oranges and pinks and yellows, or not yellows, sorry, purple, to make the diagonal stripes, and it's pretty cool. But that one didn't turn out too bad. And then the third one I made was using the tutorial from Yarn Hag Ryan for the most part. And I will show you that. Also, not glued in. But so this one's a little more shorter and smaller. I think it's kind of cute. So yeah, so this way was made using her tutorial where you just make the rectangle and sew it together. But I like to add the ridges on the pumpkins, and basically you just take the yarn up through the middle and down and around and up through, down and around as many times as you want to get that ridging. And obviously they're not even, but I guess the idea is pumpkins are all different, so they don't have to be perfect. But yeah, so that one's one of my favorites. And now lastly, it was one I just started and finished today. And I was kind of going for this look again, so I used the moss stitch but in different yarn. And it's not quite as cute as I wanted it to be, but that's okay. So here it is. I also feel like this one ended more like a bell pepper. I'm thinking just the taller I go, the harder it is to make it look cute. So I might try to make it not so tall if I do another one. Also, I made a rectangle out of this one, whereas this one was made in the round. So I don't know if that's going to cause a difference, because there's a lot more bulging here from the cinching it all together. So I don't know if that's what the problem is, but yeah. And this one was used making, I held 2 yarns together, the sugar and cream in the color creamsicle. I just got this one at Joann's. I bought it online to pick up in store, and on the picture online it looked a lot more orange, and when I got it there's a lot of yellow and a lot of white and only a tiny bit of orange. So I held it together with this Premier Just Cotton that I got from the dollar store the other day, and the color is Clementine, and this is all that's left from making that one. Just one ball of that. So I held the 2 together to get more orange because I didn't want a mostly white and yellow pumpkin. So I am planning on making a bunch more pumpkins. I decided I would make some to give as gifts, like thank you gifts to a few of my friends. And so my goal is to get those done this month, make 2 or so a week throughout October, and then be able to give some like gift baskets to some specific friends at the beginning of November and get that out of the way before the baby comes. So that's my plan for that. I kind of want to make like sets of 3 pumpkins together. I have all my like orangey and creamy colored, anything pumpkin-y that I can think of, all my yarn in a bag. And I'm just kind of picking a stitch and picking the yarn that I think might go together and just making one. So I don't know if I'll get sets that kind of coordinate or if they'll just be kind of random. So we'll have to see how that goes. So my other pumpkin-y type thing, also I entered this into the Hag Stitch giveaway, was I used a hat pattern by Pamela's Adoring Crochet to make a little baby hat, and I added a little stem on top to make it into a pumpkin. So this is made out of Caron Simply Soft, and I don't remember which color. It's like a orangey-ish color. And yeah. I don't think I didn't adjust her pattern too much. I think I just used a smaller hook to make it the smaller size. So who knows if it'll fit. And I don't know if I'll actually put this on our baby or not. I just thought it was a fun idea. I feel like the stem might look kind of silly on an actual person, but who knows. Alright, and then lastly, for pumpkins, I wanted to make something to enter into the secondhand September thing that Judy was doing at, I'll put her channel name below. I always get the words all mixed up. But so I had these placemats from the dollar store, the round circle ones, and an old belt that came with like one of my husband's pair of shorts or something. And I put those together to make a jack-o'-lantern like trick-or-treating type bag that who knows if we're actually going to use this year or not, but oh well. So there's that. And so the belt is on the side, just all the way around to the other side, and then the rest of it is the handle. And I just used like a blanket stitch, I don't know if you can see that, to attach it around. And then to make the face, I don't know if you guys know this, but you can use freezer paper and make like stencils and iron it onto fabric, and it sticks and doesn't move. So you can paint without like bleeding underneath. So I tried that, but the iron, this is more plasticky than fabric, so the iron kind of melted the freezer paper into the plastic. So I'm gonna work on trying to get that off a little more, but that's as far as I got so far. But I don't think you can really tell from far away, and the kids won't really care. So that is my last pumpkin thing. So I have one more finished project, and then I have one work in progress to show you. So the finished project is the baby blanket I was making for my friend who's due like 2 weeks after we are. And let's see. And there it is. And this is the Which Way Filet blanket by Fiber Spider. And I'm using, I used Karen Big Cakes in the color Blue Macaroon. So there it is, all folded up. I really like how it turned out. I think I used like 1.5 cakes. I didn't go through the whole second one. And then for the border, I just did just single crochets across the whole thing. I was gonna do the crab stitch, and I started it, and it just kind of looked weird with on like where the chain 2 spaces are, like in these spaces. It just kind of looked weird having 2 crab stitches there. It got all bunched up, and so I just decided to go for a simple single crochet. It's for a boy, so I didn't think it needed anything too fancy to go with that. So I don't know when I'm giving this to her. I don't think she's having a baby shower or anything, so I'll just have to get it to her at some point. So that's been done for a few weeks. And then finally, I feel like I'm talking really fast, sorry. I have my work in progress, which is my campfire cardigan. So I am going to pause real quick and put it on so I can show you my progress and my dilemma that I'm trying to figure out. So just give me a second. Okay, hopefully I can kind of show this to you guys. So far I've done the 2 hexagons put together and then added the extra length. So that's how it is so far. Right now I'm working on the sleeves, and that's where my dilemma comes in. The sleeves, so the hexagon part ended about here, and then I didn't like how big this was. I didn't want it this fat, this wide, I guess, at the wrist. And she gives instructions on how to make it, how to decrease to make it smaller at the end. But I have short arms because I'm a short person, so her decreasing every 3rd row wasn't gonna work. It's not gonna get skinny enough. So I started with just doing every other row on this one, and so you can see it decreases along the bottom like that. And then that cake ran out of yarn, so I just paused that because I wasn't sure how that was going to work out. And then so this one I decided to decrease every row and just kind of compare the two. So then there's that one. So this is much more obvious, how it goes down and then back up. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm debating which way I like better. I feel like this might not get skinny enough as I add a few more rows. I like the the width of this as it is, so I don't know if I should just stop decreasing or if this is kind of weird or not. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know. I could even frog both and just do like, instead of every other row, do like a row or 2 decreases and then a regular 2, I don't know. So if you have any suggestions, which side looks better, this one I think technically has a few more extra rows than this one. So yeah, this one's not as obvious of a decrease, but it might not get as skinny as I like. This one is pretty obvious. Obviously, I'm not going to be standing like this all the time though. So I need to frog one or both and make them match. So I was doing both to kind of see what I liked. Other than that though, I'm kind of almost done. Just finishing the length of the sleeves, and then there's a hood that I kind of forgot about, but I do want to add. So there's that, and I might add more here, either like just a border or just continue the granny stitch around, but that might have to wait till after the baby is born so I can see how it actually fits in the front, because right now obviously that's a little more difficult. So there's the back, and the hexagons didn't match exactly. They both started with black, but this one only had a tiny bit of black and then went into the gray. This one had a bigger section of black, but I think it still turned out pretty good so far. So yeah, if you guys have any suggestions on how you would finish it, or which sleeve you think looks better, the faster decrease or the slower decrease, or come up with some combination, let me know. So yeah, so my goals for this month, I guess, are to finish a bunch of pumpkins, and then probably finish this cardigan, and I have my bag that I was making, if you guys remember. I didn't show that to you guys because I am actually done with like the height of it, but I need to put like the drawstring in. I might make like a flap to go on top. I don't know. I kind of got stuck on it for a little bit. And then I did just start a tree skirt yesterday, but I only have like 4 rows done, so I didn't think it was worth showing yet. So hopefully I can maybe get that done before Christmas. Who knows? And baby's due in 8 weeks as of yesterday, so technically who knows when it'll actually come. So we'll see how much I get done, and hopefully I'll be able to get on here sooner than a month from now, as I've been doing. And I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching. Bye guys.